everyone. Kristen David here, and today I am joined with me today is Mecheal Wickham, who is the executive assistant to a business owner I have known for years. And Mecheal is just a absolute rock star. Has been working with Christine Mattis since approximately January of this year. And so I wanted to bring Mecheal on and talk about the systems, talk about the different things she's participated in to help support her owner, and to really talk about the joys of having clarity, of having everyone on the same page. So Mecheal, thank you for being here. Excited to have you on.
Thank you, Kristen. It's lovely to be here and joining you on this.
Awesome. So for everybody that doesn't know, Up-Leveling Your Business has all these systems packages. And one of them is how to hire, onboard, and work with an executive assistant. And a longtime friend and attorney I know, Christine Mattis, purchased that package in preparation for Mecheal coming on. And they had a smooth onboarding. And then Mecheal has gone on to be involved in a number of different things that we've done, and has just been Christine's right hand. It's been amazing to see that transition. But Mecheal, I want to have us start at the beginning of, your role of being a Rockstar executive assistant. Walk us through a little bit of what happened in the beginning. How did you get connected with Christine? How did you get on this journey?
Okay, so I actually found the job application through Facebook, and it was through the job duck, and the contract is eventually with Get Staffed Up. They did all the onboarding process, and how I understand it, they do the HR part of the business as well for Christine. I'm virtual from South Africa, and we've got a marketing assistant also virtual from from Mexico. So, and we're based in New Jersey, actually. So they had their way of onboarding or getting applicants to apply. And then they shared this video that we had to make with Christine. They set up an interview with Christine, myself, and their happiness coordinator. And yeah, from there, 2 days later, I was working for her.
That's awesome. And so I just want to give a shout out to Get Staffed Up. They are absolutely my faves. I actually have, I think, 25 clients that have staffers from Get Staffed Up. I have 2 people from Get Staffed Up, but they just do such a great job of connecting great people with great American businesses, and can't say enough good things. But so yes, that was your journey coming on. They made that smooth. So then tell me about when you actually started onboarding with Christine. What kind of cadence of meetings, what kind of things did you do to set up and learn in the beginning how she wanted things done?
Okay, so at the beginning, it was, first of all, she had to share her passwords and that kind of access with me. I had my own email access, but it was setting up access to her inbox, access to her calendar, and Christine Gursky, the other attorney's calendar as well. And then, taking it from there, being able to see her emails. I mean, I'm still floating around 73,000 emails at the moment, unread, but it's going back like 2016. So it's like I'm just maintaining the day-to-day stuff at the moment. I haven't got time to go into the history. And then, it was helping her manage a day, manage her diary, setting reminders for herself because she'll forget different things, reminding her about tasks that she needed to do, and seeing if there's any emails that I could then forward on to other team members for them to take care of on her behalf.
Yeah.
And from there it's grown. We've got season tickets to the Jersey Blue Claws. So I've been managing that and sending out for clients and doing that side of things. And we've just had her daughter's 10th birthday, 14th birthday on the 10th, Saturday now. That was at the Blue Claws event. So yeah, food ordering and catering and all that. So you take care of it. She just had to show up and collect the tickets and dish them out again.
That's okay. So we're back to you being a Rockstar executive assistant, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I love how many different ways you help, Christine. And this is the point I make to business owners all the time, is that your executive assistant can help with so many elements of life, and just helping us stay organized and streamlined, and just because we forget, we get busy with other things, and those little reminders, those little like tasks that, oh yeah, you got to do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now you also have been involved in some marketing, some other projects, helping in the firm. And one of those was you participated in our KPI workshop, which are key performance indicator workshop. And I know you had a lot of fun. Share with everyone a little bit about that experience and what you learned out of that.
Okay, well, I've been in EA for quite a few years, and I've had to do KPIs before, and it's always been like, okay, well, I don't quite know what I do. How do I measure it? How can I actually be accountable for pie in the sky kind of activities? So it was very interesting to go through your process, and I had a lot of lightning bulb moments, and it's like, aha, yes, I get this now, and why we have to do that, and how we have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very interesting, and all the scorecards and everything in that got downloaded with the package was also very helpful. We're still working on it with our team, unfortunately.
Of course, but that's
quite
normal.
a bit of kickback, but yeah. The first quarter's gone. I'm trying for the second quarter.
But I think that's part of, phase one is always getting an understanding and understanding, like, what are we trying to accomplish? How do we put this as reality based? Then part two is implementation. And then it's part three, you're kind of in that, like, fine tuning it, building it out. Yes. Like, that's the important part. But I've got to say, I know I chatted with Christine about how much she loved that you were able to get in and be in that workshop and be able to then help support her and help make sure things were moving along rather than those projects getting stuck and nothing happens. So
yeah,
very cool.
That is that's the main focus. Any way I can support her. She's still the owner of the business, but I help where I can.
It's awesome. So we've got Marcella just was in the chat in the conversation, finally getting to meet you. That's awesome. So a couple of the things that I know you've also helped, like, owners often have other projects, little passion projects, things they've been wanting to work on. And that's part of each and every one of us have a desire to grow and to thrive and to develop and to craft new things to help more people. I know you can't unleash unveil anything, but tell me what it was like from your perspective to be an EA sitting in on, we did like a session where we were strategizing and planning. What was that like for you to be able to sit in on that and kind of get that clarity of, like, what's the goal? What's the plan? How are we going to do this?
Yes, well, it was most helpful because now even today in our marketing meeting, I was referring back to it, and it's like, launches in September.
Yeah.
Reminder.
Yeah, we need.
So I am a bit of a taskmaster. So it was most useful, and I still refer back to all those shots that you did, and to be able to see where she's at and what she's doing. Yeah. And she knows I'm keeping her accountable as well, because then she's like, oh, well, I've done the 4 videos.
And that's the important part, is like my EA as well as like such, she helps hold me on task to get certain things done and make sure that it's on my calendar and that I have enough time to do those things. And Marcella raises another point. Like, it's so great that in today's day and age, you don't have to physically be there, but you can still be so much of a part of their everyday life and what they're doing and helping keep it in alignment. So
Yeah, well, with technology nowadays, even with this platform, you're in the States, I'm in South Africa. It's no problem. And a lot of the meetings and everything, we have a team meeting every morning, and it's all via Zoom. And that's Monday to Friday. But otherwise, everything else is via Slack or Outlook and Gmail, and yeah.
Well, I got to say, morning meetings with your EA are the best. I've got my EA and I try to meet several times a week in the morning. Sometimes we end up like mid-afternoon touching base.
Yes.
But it gives me that clarity of being able to get up and like, okay, I'm going to, somebody else is working on these 8 things. And then I have peace of mind because I'm like, okay, that's being dealt with. I can focus over here on this other thing. And right, like those morning meetings, I feel like are some of my most productive times when I feel like we've got a plan. We're both in alignment. So yes. I love that you get up and have those meetings with Christine. Tammy's saying, so happy to hear Christine has you on her team. So that's somebody that actually knows Christine, actually. That's awesome.
Cool. Thanks, Tammy. We're busy updating the website.
Yeah. So, what would you say, Mecheal, I know a lot of business owners are frankly a little hesitant to hire an executive assistant. It's one of those things when people have never worked with an EA, they don't really know how to work with them or what to do. I know that's one of the things our packages try to do is to give the owner clarity on, okay, great, these are some of the things you can have them do, and here's the procedures and such. But what would be your advice for somebody who is maybe a little gun shy and uncertain about working with an executive assistant?
Okay, well, your EA isn't your decision maker. You are still the decision maker, but everything else that goes under that to support you to get to that decision is what an EA can do for you. Collecting reports. I'm helping her with a tax. It's like anything. Well, take out your dry cleaning if needed, but I can't do that. I'm in South Africa. But ordering gifts for staff, ordering gifts for clients, everything that I've got her credit card details. Okay, she has to trust me. So a trust is essential, but good communication as well. There are so many things that as a business owner, you should be able to do and delegate the other stuff, that you don't have to worry about certain things. And that your EA's got it.
Well, and that's what I love is there's so many different areas that an EA can help with. And part of it is just for the business owners, it's for them to just start the process. And as they do it, they'll learn to delegate, right? They'll learn the calendaring. They'll learn, how to build systems and create those tasks and checklists and things. But I think delegate's my favorite.
It has to be. You have to be able to delegate and let them control a little bit.
Yes. But I also think delegation it's a skill that we all need to hone. I mean, we're not naturally born good delegators. It takes practice, and when you hire an EA, that forces you to get into that practice mode and make it better. So that's a big part. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today with us. I always try to keep these short and sweet, but I just think it's so important for everyone to hear some of the benefits of, just working with an EA, what it's like, all of that. Someone did ask, one question from one of our users. What would be some red flags to notice before hiring an EA? So I'll try to answer, then you're welcome to kind of add in any of your own. Red flags in your own office is that if you've got a ton of people, but they're not really doing their job, and sometimes the owner needs to take an assessment of their team and say, do I already have people that should be doing this versus do I need an executive assistant to help manage you? So sometimes people hire an EA thinking they're going to manage the whole office. And really an executive assistant is there to really be that one-on-one person with the owner and really help them streamline and get things off their plate. So a red flag would be if you're hiring for the wrong purpose or for the wrong thing. A red flag during an interview, for instance, at least for me, was someone who isn't real organized or who isn't real technology savvy. Because in today's day and age, at least for me as a virtual company, like if technology is a problem, that's not a good sign. So those would be some of mine. What do you think of? I think you seem to agree on the technology side.
Definitely on the technology side. To be able to do PowerPoint, well, most of the Microsoft Office suite. South Africa, we've got a bit of a handicap and we have load shedding, although I think stateside you also have load shedding sometimes. But yeah, we've got the generator, and so long as the towers stay up, then we've still got internet as well. So that's a bit of a challenge. But yeah, that's not so much of a red flag. Part of the onboarding process with Get Staffed Up, you had to take a picture of your office. You had to take a picture of, yourself as well. So you're a real person. And of course, send the video in as well. So yeah, I think there's and it's also like Christine has been saying, just the team that she has around her at the moment, it's a good vibe. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it does come into personalities as well, down to personalities as well, that you're a good fit with your team.
Yeah.
And your boss, especially.
So for all those people out there that are thinking about getting an executive assistant, what would be your final suggestion to them for just getting on the same page with their executive assistant? Just that first 2 weeks of onboarding, what would be your final kind of tips for them?
Well, once you know your person is coming on board, I would have I'd have like a handbook. So you'd be having to have their internet sorted, their email sorted out, any tasks, and have an idea of programs already that you want them to be able to take over. So I had my Clio login, my email login, my Swipe Simple, the Trello. Well, I introduced the Trello to the company. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
enough. To have an idea of thinking about your day and what you want to get done that you're not able to get done, and which of those tasks you should be able to delegate down.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got one more question there from the audience. It's a special relationship between you and your EA. How do you determine the X factor is there?
I think that does come down to personalities and how you respond and react to each other. Christine was just saying, like, over a year ago, she had a knot in her stomach and she was walking around the office on eggshells. She's the owner of her own company. She shouldn't have to do that. But change the team, change the dynamic in the office, and now she's got a Rockstar team.
Yeah. Well, and I think communication, I would say with that, a key to being a rock star and to supporting your owner is really that X factor is when you can sense that something's wrong, when you can, be there and be 2 steps ahead and recognize when they're tired and exhausted and say, hey, we need to schedule you some time off. Or, those are the things that I know I appreciate. My EA schedules me for all kinds of things to get out and shut my laptop and, be able so I can thrive. So that's what makes some of the best memories is getting out of the office so that when you come back to the office, you're at your best and not, run down. So awesome. Well, thank you, Mecheal, for jumping in and sharing your perspectives and your experience. Love Get Staffed Up. I love that you and Christine have really hit it off. I know Christine has had a personal situation pop up. And so I'm hoping to have her on in a couple weeks talking about building systems and such like that. But absolutely, just love always, getting these different perspectives and again, building systems. So everyone is on the same page with who shall do what by when, and everybody is getting things done. So awesome. Any final words before we sign off?
Well, I trust your systems, and your systems are so helpful. So I'm still working on the KPIs, but I've got my plan. I've got my plan set out. So I've just got to get the team on board, and some are a bit older and a bit more stuck in their ways. So we've got to work some magic.
It will come. It will come. Well, thank you for joining us today. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.